it's me, Nurse B. I am a registered nurse. I'm also a nurse mentor, and I'm also a practical nurse instructor as well. So something that I see a lot of my students have trouble with is they don't know how to study for our exams while they're in nursing school. So if you go on my YouTube channel, I do have a YouTube video that talks about the different learning styles, whether it be auditory, visual learner, or kinesthetic learner. Now, this is the first step that will help you in knowing how to study. If you study in a way that caters to your learning style, you'll be able to retain more information. So if you are an auditory learner, meaning you learn by hearing things and you're just reading the book and writing notes, that's not going to help you because you don't learn that way. You learn by hearing. So take a look at that video, and I also share some tips if you are whatever type of learning style you have. I share tips for those particular learning styles. So one thing to remember when you are taking your nursing school courses, especially med-surg classes, you have to put yourself mentally in the room with that patient, whatever condition it is that you're learning about. So diabetes, hypertension, whatever the case may be, you have to put yourself in the room with that patient. So knowing what's going on with this condition, like what is physically going on in the body that is causing this condition. That's your patho and your etiology. What is this patient going to look like? The patient is not going to come into the ED or the room and say, hey, I have hypertension. They're going to exhibit some type of manifestation. So your signs and symptoms. What is this patient going to look like? What signs and symptoms will I see with this patient? And also, as you're in the room with that patient, you want to think about what can I anticipate the doctor ordering to diagnose the symptoms to tell me that this is the diagnosis or the condition that they have. So what kind of diagnostic tests, what kind of lab work, what would the lab work look like? What levels are going to be elevated? What levels are going to be decreased that will prove that this is the diagnosis that this person has? What medications, what treatments will I anticipate that the doctor is going to order to be able to treat or cure whatever the situation or this condition that the patient has? In addition to that, what type of nursing education or patient education do I need to provide to the patient regarding those medications? How can I help prepare them for those diagnostic tests? What do I need to tell them to look out for? What patient teaching do I need to give them? So all of these things are a part of what's called a concept map. So you can Google online what a concept map is, what components of are a part of a concept map, and do those things and know those things, just depending on whatever condition that you all are learning about at that time. If you can do that, that helps you kind of piece together what it is you're reading, what it is you're studying. If you are a visual learner, write this down. Read and write this down repetitively. If you are an auditory learner, ask your instructor, is it okay if you record the lectures during class? Read out loud so you can hear yourself and be able to comprehend what it is that you're studying. If you're a kinesthetic learner, what I just said, put yourself in the patient's room. Whatever condition it is you're learning about, you actually have to, it's a mindset thing. So you have to visualize or see yourself in that room. Okay, what do I do next? What can I anticipate? What do I need to teach? How can I provide the safest care for the best outcomes? Also, when it comes to priority questions, who do I see first? What is the priority? Always think your ABCs, airway, breathing, and circulation, as well as the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So if you don't see any answer choices related to ABC, always think about that bottom layer of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. To be honest with you, nursing school is extremely hard. It just is what it is. We have people's and patients' lives in our hands, so it is important for us to know what we're doing. And nursing school is a way of teaching you the basics of knowing what to do with a plethora of different conditions that you may come in contact with. But it's possible. I just want to make that clear. You're not the first LPN or RN student. You won't be the last. It's been done before. So no matter how hard it gets, remember that you're stronger than your circumstances. You're stronger than all of this. So just push through. Remember that you are able to do this. It's going to cause you to stretch. Go further than you ever thought you would be able to do. But it's possible. It's possible, but you have to put the work in. You have to put the work in. Something else I see is a lot of times nursing students want the instructors to to hand feed them the information. Whereas we're trying to teach you how to be able to critically think. And what critical thinking is taking all of the information that you have and being able to anticipate what needs to be done next, or to anticipate what needs to be done for the best outcome. So as you continue through your nursing school journey and you become a nurse, you'll get there. It definitely takes practice, but you will get there. But we're trying to plant the seeds and give you the building blocks in order to be able to critically think. So for instance, if you're in the test and you're like, okay, I don't remember reading about this, or I don't remember the instructor going over this, chances are you have covered the content. You have covered the content, but you're going to have to slow down, actually read the question, and know what the question is asking. So taking what you know, what you've learned, you should be able to answer the question. Remember your priorities, remember safety, remember Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and you should be able to draw from what you've covered in class, what you've read in your studies, to be able to answer that particular question. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment or shoot me an email. I look forward to hearing from you soon, and I hope you have much success during your nursing school journey.